The 500 hours of tapes released today showing what one historian calls Nixon's own dark view of how the world works, where the enemy is not just the communists, it's also the media. Listening in agreement is the Reverend Billy Graham.
This stranglehold has got to be broken or this country is going to go down the drain. Yes, sir. I can't ever say it, but I believe it.
Today, Dr. Graham declined to discuss those remarks, but one historian who has heard the tapes says Nixon was more hardball politician than anti-Jewish.
Nixon had a tribal and a genetic view of politics, and the Jews were a tribe he thought were against him.
Nixon's White House counsel, Leonard Garment, who is Jewish, says the president was just letting off steam in private and was no bigot.
Privately, this is the way these men talked. This is the way that generation talked about minorities.
In another of the candid and sometimes coarse conversations released today, the president muses about anti-Semitism. He's talking to evangelist Billy Graham and worries about reaction to the Washington visit of Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir, because Israel has just shot down a Libyan passenger plane.
This anti-Semitism is stronger than we think, you know. It's unfortunate, but this has happened to the Jews. It happened in Spain, it's happened in Germany, it's happening, and now it's going to happen in America if these people don't start behaving. It may be they have a death wish. You know, that's been the problems with our Jewish friends for centuries.
Well, they've always been, through the Bible at least, God's timepiece, and He has judged them from generation to generation, and yet used them, and they've kept their identity.
Colson started something. He had his office call all of your labor statistics. Okay, it's a time report and a time report. I get nervous when they all said it was Gold's time. Gold's time. Yeah. But they didn't tell you. I said, who were they? He said, what? I said, what kind of people were they? I said, were they all Jews? He said, yes. Malik is not Jewish. No. All right. I want to look at any sensitive areas around where Jews are involved. See, the Jews are all through the government. And we have got to get in those areas, we've got to get the man in charge who is not Jewish to control the Jewish. Do you understand? I sure do. Everybody's full of Jews. I sure do. Second, most Jews are disloyal. You know what I mean? You have a Garment and a Kissinger. And frankly, a Satmar. Back out there are exceptions. But Bob, generally speaking, you can't trust the bastards. They turn on you. Are you correct? Am I wrong or right? And their whole orientation is against this administration anyway. You know, they have this arrogant attitude too. Sure. So, and they're smart. They have the ability to do what they want to do, which is to hurt us. Which is the problem. They have the ability that some people that are out there. Henry Henry doesn't have any Jews. He's only got, he got this one. He's got quite a few. Horrible bastard. In his aides, none of his aides have ever been Jewish. Even Tony Lake, who turned on us. That's right. That is, the young guys that he's always had. But I really want the Jews checked. Alex particularly checked the Jews throughout the administration. He's got a Jewish cell in any place. And they're all working on it. And see what we